Hello Internet and welcome back to another predictions video. As we know, tonight, the 25th of January, it's Royal Rumble time once again, and we're getting ready to kick it up a notch, ready for the WrestleMania season. Normally on the predictions videos I go through everybody and choose to talk about a lot of things and go through everybody, but I'm looking at this card and I can see some of it. It's rerun of Mania fucking again. I mean, we've got the Usos and the Miz and Damien Sandow, whatever his name is, again. So really, I don't care about that match. You know, the Usos are going to lose the belt. Yeah, they're going to lose the tag belts, and then they're gonna win it back the next night on Raw. We have Paige and Natalya against the Bella Twins. I don't know, I just want Paige to win because I'm biased. She's from here in the UK, but yeah, whatever. Hopefully they'll put on a good show. Yeah, Paige to win, Paige to get the pin, or her and Natalya are going to fall out and the Bella Twins are going to steal it. So, you know, whatever with that one, really. We've got the New Day, which is Kofi Kingston, Big E and Xavier Woods against Cesaro, Adam Rose and Tyson Kidd. You know, should be a good little bout. You know, Tyson Kidd's a good little guy, Cesaro's a great technician, Kofi Kingston's a great high flyer, Adam Rose is pretty good too. You know, not the biggest fan of Big E and Xavier Woods, but you know, maybe they'll surprise me and have a very decent match. Coming up next though, the New Age Outlaws are still here. You know, why? Really? And against the Ascension. So from my understanding, these guys were hot shit in NXT. Again, I haven't been able to keep up to date because of lots of things over Christmas and work and trying to move. So again, I do apologise about that, but the Ascension look really good in NXT from what I've seen. You know, they've got some great reviews. Hopefully it'll just be a fucking squash and they'll get rid of the Outlaws, and you know, nothing else can be said about that. I hope, you know, the Ascension take over and win this one. So just go away. No one wants Billy Gunn and the fucking Road Dogg there anymore. Jesus. And that brings us to two other matches. Obviously, we've got the Royal Rumble. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Brock Lesnar and John Cena for the umpteenth time finally got the decision thrown into it to put Seth Rollins into it. I'm pretty happy about that. Even though they completely fucked up with Night of Champions and ruined Brock's Or, because in my opinion, they should have just had Brock smash through Cena again and even faster. They made everything look like a joke, the way Rollins come in, did the curb stomp and so forth, but you know, whatever about that. From what I have seen through Survivor Series and so forth, he's turned into quite the little mouthpiece, and he's got the money in the bank. And putting him into this to make it a triple threat is a really good idea, because you know, no one wants to see Cena and Lesnar again. You know, I love Lesnar as a performer. You know, he's a great wrestler, he's a great athlete, but I don't want to see another Cena match with him. I really don't want to see Cena in the main event of anything anymore. I don't want to see Cena on TV anymore. You know, people got sick of Hulk Hogan and they love him because he comes back very sparingly now. I don't think anyone wants it. It's just little children, and unfortunately you now need to start catering to the adults as well as the kids, because you know, the adults aren't buying your network anymore, Vince, and as long as there's illegal downloads out there, it's only going to take a little while before people finally get really smart and just do that instead of having fork out, you know, the $9.99. But from what I've seen, you know, I know at Survivor Series they got rid of the Authority for like 30 seconds before Rollins went to like curb stomp or do something to Edge's neck, from what I've read. And really, so, you know, it's good in some sort of way. So the Authority's back in this, and then Rollins is put into the thing as whatever. But, you know, I'm not saying it's going to be a bad match. It's just I'd rather have someone else in there besides Cena. If Bryan would have come straight in and said, "Look, motherfucker, I didn't lose my belt. You know, you stripped me of it. That's my belt. I get my fucking #1 contender spot. I get my you know, my rematch." I'd have loved that, but, you know, we'll see. My prediction for this: if Cena wins, I can't see Philadelphia being very happy about it. On the other hand, if Seth Rollins wins it, I don't think he'll hold it until Mania. What I could imagine happening is he'll win it, he'll lose it straight away, he'll come into the WrestleMania main event and cash it in. That'd be a great way to do it. If Lesnar wins, I'd like to see Lesnar keep hold of it. I know there's a lot of shit out there and people don't want Lesnar to keep the belt. You know, he's a part-timer. Until they fucked everything up with Night of Champions, he was the credible giant heel monster that they've needed for years. If Lesnar loses the belt, I would rather see Rollins pin Cena. Just so you can have the whole Kurt Angle WrestleMania 16, I lost the belt but I never got pinned sort of thing. So Lesnar's not going to lose any steam, and he's going to build up some traction and go up against whoever at WrestleMania, whether it be Rock, Taker, Cena, whoever. You know, we'll come cross that bridge when we come to it. So I don't know about this one. I can see a swerve coming. It wouldn't surprise me if Paul Heyman swerved on Lesnar and cost him the belt. I really wouldn't, and that would not surprise me. But then that happened in 2002, if everyone can remember that far back at Survivor Series, and then he sided with Big Show and Kurt Angle. So yeah, I'm stuck on all three. I think I can't for once say come out and say, yeah, that's the guy who's going to do it. I hope Lesnar wins, and I hope Rollins wins. I don't want Cena to win, just because it's Cena. But yeah, that one should be a very interesting main event, let's just say. And then we come to the 30-man Royal Rumble. Now, over the years, I've watched this since 91, on and off. You know, there's only a couple that I didn't watch when I was growing up. 95 was one of them. 2004, I watched it a couple of weeks later. Or actually, no, I think I watched it coming close to WrestleMania. So, yeah. Up until like 2004, I think, the Royal Rumble was still kind of unpredictable. You know, anybody seemed like they could come in and win. If you go back and look at 1998, it was obvious Steve Austin was going to win, because the storyline had made it predominant for Steve. You go and look at 1999, no one thought Vince was going to win. When it came down to Vince and Austin at the end, everyone thought, much like Hulk Hogan, Sid Justice, and I believe it was Ric Flair in 1992, everyone assumed, you know, that Hogan was going to win it. Just like 1999, everyone assumed Austin was going to win, and when The Rock came out and fucked with everything and Vince won it, that was great. 2000, it was kind of obvious that The Rock was going to win. You know, it would have been interesting if he wouldn't have. 2001, it was just obvious it was only going to be The Rock and Austin. You know, no matter who was in it. I'd say it was quite unpredictable, but you know, you could tell from the storylines that were gathering. 2002, it was an interesting one. I mean, when Triple H came back, you know, the backstage power or whatever, you know, it was obvious Triple H was going to win the Rumble. 2003, it was a very well done Royal Rumble. It has one of my favourite matches to this day, and I know there's a lot of bad stuff around Benoit because of what happened at the end of his life and what he did. He was still a phenomenal wrestler and had some of the greatest matches ever, and it's just a tragedy. It's really horrible that now everything that he's done has that horrible tarnish, and that, you know, it's very hard to watch. So me and Dickie Hatz will cover that at some point in the future. Benoit's match with Kurt Angle was one of my favourite WWF title matches at a Royal Rumble, you know, and then Benoit went to win the Rumble in 2004, and no one thought that was going to happen. I'll skip over 2005 because I want to make some comparisons to what I think may happen for tonight, which is obviously 2015, 10 years later. 2006, I think that was the year Rey Mysterio won it, you know. 2007, I think that was the year Taker won it. 2008, Cena came back. Ugh, I don't like Cena. 2009 was the year of Orton, and I can remember reading the results and not being very surprised, and then I can remember watching it and just hearing Randy Orton's never won the Royal Rumble, and immediately just thinking there was no need to watch the Royal Rumble now, because you've just instantly telegraphed the end of the fucking Rumble. You've just told everybody who's spent money that this is the man who's going to win the Royal Rumble. 2010, I think that was the year they did the 40-man, was it? It was just terrible, you know, and 2011, 12, and 13, they haven't been that great. And then we come to last year's. Everybody wanted Daniel Bryan to be there, and when he wasn't, the shit hit the fan. And, you know, it was obvious that Batista was going to win it, you know, and it's just so sad. It's just, the unpredictability has gone, and, you know, I love that part of the Royal Rumble. That's why I haven't really watched one properly for years, you know, not for the want of trying. You know, I just don't want to see the same people winning it every fucking year. I don't want, you know, I want some change. You know, last year it was a shame that CM Punk didn't win it because Bryan wasn't in it, and then CM Punk didn't win. Yeah, it was just, you know, whatever. But the reason why I skipped 2005 real briefly was because if everybody goes back and watches it or remembers, you'll notice that the biggest person in that Royal Rumble at the time, it was Eddie Guerrero. Even though he'd been kind of a heel at late 2004, he was a tweener, people were well into Guerrero, you know, everybody loved Eddie. And then Edge eliminated him, and if everyone remembers, he did his lie, cheat and steal, like jiggle, and the crowd booed, like, you know, they went apeshit because they weren't happy. That's the feeling I'm getting we're going to see at this Royal Rumble. You know, we're going to see the WWF wants Roman Reigns as their new boy, and they don't want Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan's been over TV on Raw saying that he's back. He's done the teasing retirement thing. He's gonna win the Rumble. You know, all the cliched stuff that they all do. I've just got that horrible thought that that's what they're gonna do. They're just gonna mess with him, and they're gonna have him eliminated by somebody. Dolph Ziggler, if he's managed to come back, he'd be awesome. But the final four, if they're all in it, of course. My predictions if they all make it there, would be Daniel Bryan, Roman Reigns, just because, Dolph Ziggler, and Dean Ambrose. I'd love to see Dean Ambrose in there. I really am hoping that Daniel Bryan wins the Rumble. I hope he's taking it easy and I hope he's well. You know, there's nothing that this man should be doing to jeopardize his health. You know, I hope he's fully rested, he's okay, he's recovered. That's the main thing. I hope he hasn't come back because they've said, fuck, Roman's not ready, we'll give you the Royal Rumble, we'll give you the Mania main event, we'll give you a fuckload of money to come back, just like Edge when he done his Achilles tendon, just like everybody else. I hope Bryan's come back and he's well rested, he's okay. If they fuck with him and he doesn't win it, I can't imagine the Philadelphia crowd will be very happy. I don't think there'll be a riot like people are fucking saying that they're gonna. I know the Philadelphia fans are really, you know, loud about what they want and they let people know. But I don't think they'll do that because, you know, national television, it'll all be recorded, they'll all be arrested, they'll all have charges, they'll know who's done it, so I don't think they're that stupid. But then, mob mentality, I suppose. If Roman Reigns wins it, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be thrilled either, because it's going to be yet another person who doesn't deserve the spot. And I don't mean that he's a terrible wrestler. He's not bad. He's just not ready at that moment. You know, he needs at least another year. At least another year to get ready. He might surprise you. He might do what Rock did and get the belt and be completely amazing with it, but you never know. Dolph Ziggler, I would love to see. I've never been the biggest fan of Ziggler. I think the name is just the thing that puts me straight off. I watched the Survivor Series match, and Dolph is an amazing technician. He's amazing in the ring. He takes a bit too many bumps for what I say is safe for him, for his health. But I really hope if he's in the Rumble that he does very, very well. I would love to see him in the Final Four, and if not Bryan, I hope he wins it, or even Dean Ambrose. Those are my three that I would love to win. But that's what I would like. But I'm going to have to say that it's either going to be if it's going to be anything, Roman Reigns or Daniel Bryan. That's what the WWF wants, you know, or sorry, WWE wants. Maybe they'll have it unpredictable. Maybe they'll do a 1988 and have a Hacksaw Jim Duggan win it, or Big John Studd in '89. You know, maybe it will be someone who it's new, someone to elevate them, and you know, I think that would be, now's the time to do it. You know, the main event has never been more stale. There's never been more opportunity to push talent further and further than there is now. So, who knows? The sky's the limit. So that's my predictions for the Royal Rumble. I will be following it up tomorrow with an analysis of what I will have watched, which will only be probably the main events and the Royal Rumble itself. So, yeah, don't forget to let us know in the comment section below. And, you know, don't forget to rate and subscribe, as well as comment. And, you know, once again, thank you very much for supporting the channel. We're working on a lot of stuff at the moment with video game playthroughs and other videos like this. Me and Dickie Hats are trying to work out a time where we're both together, where we're both on days off and so forth, to get our first Weary book in. He's got a homework assignment to choose his two, and I've got my two that I've got to work on as well. So they are coming, everybody. It's just, you know, fate, and unfortunately work is getting in the way of what we want to do. So enjoy the Rumble tonight, my friends, and we'll see you soon. Bye bye now.